You may be familiar with us from Discordian.com. If you're not, you are now. Hey, Laris.
A group called the Rosicrucians did this in the, really started in the 1600s. So this is something that's happened over and over. There have been creations of works basically positing that there is a secret organization that exists that is fighting for basically whatever the people who write the work want them to fight for. And then what do you know? You put this out there, you put it out as fact instead of as fiction. And soon as you know, you'll have people cropping up to say they're the real deal.
And for that matter, it's very possible this happened well before the Rosicrucians too. It's just that's when we got the printing technology so that the works survive to this day. In 1614, there was a work published called the Fama Fraternatus of Christian Rosencrantz. And it's this long screed, kind of against the Catholic Church, talking about a group of miracle workers and alchemists. And it was published anonymously, and so it kind of got out, and suddenly everybody really wanted to be a Rosicrucian. Now, it talked about this group as if it was ancient and had roots way back to the ancient Egyptians. Does it? Well, who knows? But the fact is, there were many people who were attracted to this group who certainly had no personal lineage from the ancient Egyptians. They were attracted because there was this fabulous propaganda talking about this great, wonderful group.
Now, it's also very possible to create a hypersignal in a way that you can make what you would like to exist, you can also make what you don't want to exist. Which brings us to something that I actually hit in popular music relatively recently. A couple of 9 Inch Nails albums ago, there was an album called Year Zero.
Really fabulous work with billboards.
And so basically they took this and put this up in the middle of the downtown district, and it took basically the police a few hours to figure out what the hell was going on. Because one of the interesting things about advertising these days is a lot of these techniques have been kind of employed to kind of give the advertising a little more pizzazz and make you take a second look. Because it's everywhere, and getting to look at it is kind of difficult. And we'll come back to billboard liberation a little bit later in this talk. There are a lot of different ways culture journey goes down. There's some that's primarily art-based.
So this is a British artist known as Banksy, and he's getting a lot more press over here now, so you might have heard of him. He's mostly a street artist. He's well known for doing graffiti work, and as you can see, a lot of it is a liberation technology. It's to point out some of these things that people don't necessarily, that people just take for granted, especially in the UK where there's CCTV cameras literally on every street corner and often in between. What he's doing is kind of pointing out the lack of liberation, but at the same time, just by the sheer fact that he does this and that he's managed to get away with it, he shows that this surveillance society isn't really doing what it's intended to. Things that I got to go to as a member of the Cacophony Society were everything from, they held a city planning meeting once in somebody's house, and they came up with resolutions that they felt really ought to be passed in San Francisco. One of which was that they decided to deal with the homeless problem for the city's image. They would have homeless people help build fake cell phones, and then they would all go around talking on them, so if they were talking to themselves, they would just look like they were really successful yuppies.
I have to interrupt and say that I have a friend who's actually a social worker who does that for his clients.
Excellent.
He gives them cell phones so they can talk to their voices in their head in safety.
Wonderful. So somebody's saying that her social worker friend does this for his clients who are, because they can talk to their voices in privacy. That's great. So Cacophony's also done a lot of very large public events, such as in here you can see SantaCon, where 100 people dress up like Santa Claus and go running through the streets of some poor city. Portland has hosted SantaCon, as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, for years and years. I got to go a couple of times, so anyways. Not only that, but Burning Man actually came out of the Cacophony Society. I'm sure you're all familiar with what Burning Man is. It's a gigantic festival in the desert in Nevada every year where people come and live for a week in a temporary autonomous zone of art and drugs and sex and gas and blood. And it was originally a Cacophony event on the beach in San Francisco, and then it just kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger. So one of the things that's really great is that these kind of small events, you think you're just doing something for your 5 friends, but then other people hear about it and it snowballs.